Hey, welcome back to the channel. Hey, in this video we are going to get that quarter panel, or most of a quarter panel, welded up on the other side of the Cougar over here. So let's get working. That's a little full. Aha! One more time, I think I'm going to be able to spill this all over the ground. Idiot! Hey, so we got the quarter panel in for the Cougar. And you know, it was not a super expensive part, and it kind of shows. Got some factory defects here. This is a bump. There's a bump coming up this direction. This is also a dent. This is a dent going in here, but right next to it's a dent coming up. They circled this one, so this came from the factory this way. And then, I don't know if you can see this one. There's a large dent right here. Not dent, it's kind of just formed that way. You can kind of see it. Yeah, there you go. But we're gonna take care of those. We're gonna work on those before we put it on the car. Now, I might cut this off. I might actually wrap it up underneath the existing metal, screw it on, and then cut right below the existing body line, because I'm thinking this body line on the car is in better shape, except for right there, than that one. So this body line's a little bit more crisp. You know what I'm trying to say? It's not as rounded. This looks better. It'll line up with the door better than this one. This one, you can tell, is much. It's not quite as good. It's not as crisp as the factory body line. There's really nothing wrong with it. I'm being super nitpicky. Most people honestly ain't gonna know the difference. For me, I am really super picky about that kind of thing. So I wanna make sure, you know, yeah, this is crooked and I don't care. I'm gonna make this better. You'll see what I'm gonna do. You'll see. I'll show you. I've already been working on a little tiny bit as far as trying to pound out some of the dents that came from the factory. I'll show you what I got here. So you can see the little hammer marks here. I've been working, there was a big bulge right here. It's much better. It's not perfect yet, but it's significantly better. There's a couple little things. There's a little tiny dent right here. I'm not even sure I'm gonna keep this. I might actually, the way I mount it to the car, this might not even be here, but I'm still gonna take that out. And I kind of worked on this. This is still kind of got a dent right here. I'm gonna pull it out. Pull it out, yeah, that's still gonna be pounded out. Worked on this quite a bit. Obviously you can see the little hammer marks. You kind of follow the shiny. We got most of that out. That actually looks pretty good. There's actually another big bulge right here. And it's from being in the form, or when it got pressed in. This kind of is in right here, so this has to come out just a small amount. Yeah, this looks pretty good here. I'm pretty happy with it. It still has to go in just a little bit. So I'm going to show you a trick with a rag. You put a clean rag on a car, and then you do this, you will fill way more dents and dings and stuff than you really want to know about. Yeah, see, I can feel, now that's probably from the form. Oh, dude, seriously? I see now, I can feel like a huge dent right here. And right there. You see it? There's a bunch of dings right here, and these will show up in your final paint, especially if it's super shiny and dark. Dark colors tend to show, and this is a burgundy red color. Oh, there's a dent right there that oh, well, it's circled. The dent right there, I can feel it. Yeah, I can feel it a little. So, yeah, if you're trying to find out where your dents are, this is a great way to do it. Clean rag, not too thick, obviously. Oh, there's a dent there, right there. Bunch of dents up here. Whole bunch of them. Whole bunch of dents right up here. See, I can barely feel those with my finger. But you come in here with this, and they stand out like a sore thumb. So while this doesn't look so bad, it's got quite a few little flaws and defects in it. So we're going to work on this today, get it ready for installation. Sound like a plan? Sounds like a plan. Yeah, plan. Okay, okay.
Let me show you what we got going on. So we got everything removed we want to get removed. I took it off here at the factory spot welds. I didn't drill them out. Instead, I ground them down. That way I have all the same thickness metal here still. We did it down here. That's where the inner part mounts. I don't know how the hell I'm actually going to get that welded in there. I'll figure it out. Interesting. Didn't think about that till just now. Got the whole fender lip removed. It's black because I did the weld through primer. I need to spray some there. Did the weld through primer on the lip. Did the weld through primer back here. I still have to remove a little bit more metal right here on this back corner. Right here. And then I'll be ready to, well, not quite. Show you what I'm gonna do. I'm actually gonna cut this off here. Right here, along this line. I'm gonna cut it all off and tuck it up underneath this body line. I'm gonna sit up here and just tuck it up so I can make another cut. So I'm not gonna overlap the metal. You shouldn't do that. Well, I don't do that. Lots of people do it, it's fine. I mean, this is overlapped, whatever. But I'm gonna butt splice. I'm gonna make a nice straight cut along here, into that panel there. So that way, they both line up perfectly along this top edge. But I get to retain the factory body line because I think it looks a little bit better. This is just a little too soft. I mean, it's very slight, but I think once you get the door mounted against it, it would stand out. So instead, we're going to have a seam like right about here, all the way across, and that'll be easy to fix. Not fix. It'll be easy to weld. It'll be easy to, because that piece is like flat. You know, there's like an inch of flat here. Not quite an inch, but a little bit. You know what I mean, Vern? All right, so let me get the rest of this metal off here, and then we'll get to working on this piece here, throwing it on. I still got to figure out how I'm going to weld the other part in. All right, so what I'm probably going to end up doing is taking out this window bracket here, taking out the glass, and I can weld from inside the car. If I take, see, I can take this out here. Any move, I can weld that from inside. So we're going to get ready to cut along this line. Got our weld through, almost out. Shit. Man, I'm on fumes. All right, I think that's it for the weld-through primer. I threw it away. I need more. So we've got this cut. I also have to trim this back because this is just way too much hanging over. We got to trim this side as well as the inner fender lip. I mean, that's just huge. So we have our quarter panel basically just mounted to see how it fits. Needs some work here. This will be easy to get in. What are you doing, dog? We'll go home in a minute, okay? Gotta draw some stuff. Turn your flashlight on. Work better. Actually, I don't even think I need to do anything here. But this has to be bent up, right? Because this is going down, and it really needs to ride this way. So you need to be at an angle like that. So I think that's pretty easily fixed. We just have some issues here. It's got to come in a little bit more. And then in the back, well, let me show you that. So back here is where we have the most issues. As you can tell, that don't line up. Not even a little bit. And then look under here, it gets worse. It's way off. So this is gonna have to be massaged quite a bit to make it fit. So that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna massage metal. So we got our little relief cut here. We got our little excess cut here. I gotta take off this little piece of metal right there. Yeah, that's not supposed to be there. I cut out this piece here that's not supposed to be. You know, this doesn't exist under the car, so you don't need metal there holding water in. This line here is where the bottom of the car is. So we don't need all this extra hanging off. However, let me take you under this side. This line here, there, focus, is where I was gonna cut it because it's about, you know, up here, it's about this far away from the car. And it tapers down to nothing. I'm not gonna do that yet. What I'm gonna do, I'm gonna flatten this piece out. See how it's got a nice 90 here? I'm gonna flatten this out so it's this way. Put it back on the car and then make some more marks. That way I don't have to weld in new metal here. The only place I think I'm gonna have to weld in new metal is right here, because there's nothing here. And the car goes like this. All right, I'm gonna start figuring, because that's what I do, I figure. Got my coffee this morning. Got my dog. Got my Perry table. Only a couple of you will know why I call this a Perry table. The DC, Mr. McCoy, and Mr. Olds. Girl, I would throw it, but man, you keep hurting yourself. I can't let you hurt yourself, doggy dog. Doggy dog. My doggy dog. My doggy dog. You too with me. Alright, let's figure this out. So this is no longer curved, it's flat. And throw it back on the car to see what other adjustments I need to make. It fits much nicer, especially under here. Okay, so I'm gonna draw a line along here. I mean, it touches the body perfectly. So this is fantastic. That's what we wanted. Got it. All right, so check this out. We have, yeah, it's screwed to the body. Oh my God, what did I do? Don't worry, relax. But y'all see that line? I'm gonna cut along that line, which happens to be exactly where all those screws are. So when I weld it together, those holes will be filled. Hey, dog. What are you doing, dog? It looks great. I'm stoked. Not so stoked about that. That still sucks. But this, on the other hand, it's looking like it should. All right, I'm gonna get ready to cut this shit. Look at that. See, that's why I screwed it to the body panel. And this goes in just a little. I mean, that's like perfect. It's exactly where I wanted it. So now we can guess we can start welding now, right? Annie, right? Can we start welding? Is that okay? Yeah? All right, sweet. Only a few thousand more tacks to go. Sweet, baby! All right, we are all welded in. That thing is loud. Actually, it's much quieter than my Husky, so hey, that's gonna do it for today's video. Really stoked we got that quarter panel, most of the quarter panel all welded in. Actually, the whole quarter panel is welded in, but it's not a full replacement. You understand what I'm saying? You know what I mean. You read the title. Anyway, we're gonna get this thing out to Steve's Collision. No relation to me, but he's just on the other side of the complex over here. He's got a frame table for us. We're gonna put it over there, let him pull on that A-pillar and get that all straightened up, and then we'll put this thing back together and get it primed up. You guys have
a great rest of your day, night, weekend, weekday, whenever you happen to be watching the video. Thank you so much for following along. I really appreciate all your support. And we'll catch you in the next one. All right, later.